Chalo. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hopefully, if I drop off, everything should stay the same. Else, drop me a message.
So as of now, Deepa, Sheetal, Satya has to join.
Yeah, it's recording.
Yeah, it's recording.
Yeah.
Recording has started already. Yeah. So 9:59. Should we wait for some time? Another 2 minutes.
Yes.
I think Satya. Sandeep not yet joined. TMOD.
Yeah, Sandeep, hi, good morning. Sandeep messaged.
Okay.
He's been pulled into something ad hoc on TLI. He said he'll be 15 minutes late.
15 minutes late.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think we need to do some quick edits to what you're going to do today.
Okay.
What are the things we can live without? I heard Richa calling out Grammarly is okay, but we need a timer.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so maybe TMOD can join in and then we can give him.
So tell that what we'll do.
Yeah, later, and you can hand over. I mean, the president can hand over to the general evaluator. Yeah.
Ritika is joining.
The only problem of a timer, I can do it, but somehow in my laptop sharing screen and I mean it's disabled, so that's a concern for me.
Okay. Also, you can display your mobile as well. No problem. Big deal.
Okay, great.
So Deepa, you're taking up the role of timer, is it?
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Am I audible?
Yes, Ritika, you are.
Yeah, Ritika.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, has to join, right?
Okay, so Kritika has dropped a note that she has sent an email to Speaker Squad. We probably need to log in from there.
Okay, actually, I'm first. Actually, I didn't receive any mails in Speaker Squad. No, I haven't received anything.
Okay, do we start or are we waiting for people?
I think only TMOD is yet to come. The rest of the roles are already there. So better we start. We will manage some time.
It's there, it's all in the spam.
I think today everybody's trying to join through time, I mean, to Teams, so they're taking a little bit of time.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we'll have to learn to deal with it.
No, not yours.
It's not a good move though. I still prefer Zoom. I think we can start for TMOD. I mean, TMOD can have their content later if we want to start, right? Because if Sandeep joins like 10:15 or something, it'll be too late for us.
Okay, no problem.
I see some guest. What is that? Any which ways. Hi Krishnadas. Hi Vignesh.
Hey, hi, Richa. How are you?
I'm
Hi,
good.
everyone.
Hi, hi everyone.
And I
Good
see
morning.
someone join in as guest one right now, but no name. There's no name actually.
Is that Priya?
Richa, Krishnadas, Narayan, Ritika, Vignesh, and Krishnadas. There are two guests.
There's someone joined in, but there's no name. It's just meeting ID. It shows 219-640-350 meeting ID.
Yeah, that's me. That's me. I'm just renaming.
That's Priya.
Okay. Okay. We should be good to start then.
Hope I think we can start. It's 10:05 already.
I think Ramesh, you just hand it over to the general evaluator. General evaluator can introduce the
Toll taker.
role he comes in. Yeah, let's do it that way.
Okay, no problem. Okay, fine. Let me start. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. My name is Toastmaster Ramesh. I will be the Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. I welcome you all to the 110th meeting of the Speaker Squad Toastmasters Club. Before starting the meeting, I would like to mention 3 ground rules which we follow in our Toastmasters meeting. The first one, as a Toastmasters, we don't talk about sex, religion, and politics, so please refrain from discussing these topics. The second one, please put yourself on mute if you are not speaking. The third one, please turn off your video if you are stepping out of the meeting. As everybody in their life has a mission to achieve their goals, our Toastmasters Club also has a mission. The mission of our Toastmasters Club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every member has the opportunity to develop communication and leadership skills, which in turn foster their self-confidence and personal growth. With this, I would like to invite the presiding officer, that's another than it's me, again, Toastmaster Ramesh. Again, I'm welcoming everyone to the Speaker Squad 110th meeting. We gather here each week to work on ourselves to be better speaker, listener, and leader. At each meeting, we have a theme, and today's theme is leadership and accountability. We will be hearing more about this shortly from our Toastmaster of the day, Sandeep is on the way. Before that, I would like to tell you one quote which is told by Anand Mahendra. Leaders don't look behind or to the side. Instead, they look ahead. Leaders always look ahead, the problem, the solution, everything. Leadership is a good thing to learn. Leadership is one of the major important role in everyone's life to take it forward in our life. With that, I would like to give some announcement. Before that, I would like to get some introduction about our guest. The guest number 1, Vignesh, would you like to share a few words about how did you choose this Toastmaster and how did you heard about this Speaker Squad Club?
Okay, so basically, I know about Toastmaster around 9 years before, while I'm doing my graduation. So I attended one session in my hometown. So, but then the time I was very scared to speak in front of everyone. So at the time they called my name, I just ran away from there, and that's it. After that, I never returned to the club again. But then I realized now that was a blunder mistake I did in my life. So I should have not done that. I should have, if I should have continued that, then this time I can I would have mm, I would have been in a better position to speak in any stage or any meeting or somewhere. But now I realized, okay, it's not too late to join again. So I took a decision to join again today. So it's almost after 9 years. I'm attending the second session. Hope I will continue going forward. And so overall, I'm having 9 years of work experience in this IT industry. But my current intention is to improve my English to the next level at least.
Yeah, definitely,
That's-
Vignesh, you will get all the things what you are expecting from our club, from our members. It's a good thing that never is late, so you can start anything at any time. The good thing you have done now. I think another guest, I hope, Krishnadas, would you like to share a few words?
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much, Ramesh. And it's really, a great sight to see everybody in video. So my name is Krishnadas. I was a part of the Toastmaster Club in Bangalore Standard Chartered, GBS in RMZ Ecoworld. But I also kind of made excuses to skip the meeting. In fact, I thought I have relatively, decent English that I can manage in corporate world. But as I move forward, I kind of realize that learning never stops. And when I look at certain scenarios, when I look at certain people speaking, I just feel like I have a long way to go in terms of improving it, in terms of enhancing it. And the best way is to actually get together into a forum where you feel you are confident enough to speak. You will never be judged, and you can express yourself. So the benefit is multifold. One is like you will be able to communicate better in an enhanced level. Second is like you will be able to gain confidence, and I think confidence is a building block for a leader or a leader to further enhance his leadership qualities. So I'm really looking forward, and I was also very amazed by the frankness Vignesh was showing in terms of purely expressing that he was running away from Toastmasters. Vignesh, if I was the first speaker or first person who would be introducing myself, I wouldn't say that. So it's a great quality, and this is the comfort level that Toastmaster is providing, and I'm looking at that sort of stage where I can express myself, I can improve myself, both my interpersonal skills and communication skills. So really looking forward, and once again, thank you for everybody to give me a welcome. Thank you.
It's good to know that Krishnadas, you already taken another steps to improve your lifestyle and as well as your business aspect as well. So it's a good thing that at least you stepped into a good platform that you can learn. And as you mentioned, nobody is going to judge you. It's your own parameter that you are going to build from your end, and you are going to improve from your side as well. So with that, I have one announcement that already all people we knew that another 9 days are there to renew your membership to get the diamond award. So please, whoever is not renewed, go for it and do it as soon as possible to get the diamond award for our club. So with that, I would like to introduce Sheetal, since TMOD is not available. Sheetal is our general evaluator of the meeting. She joined recently, but she took many roles and responsibility. I could see her initiatives are really good. So with that, before that, I would like to say one thing. I forgot to say that that I declare the meeting is on. Over to you, Sheetal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramesh. Good morning, everybody. Good morning to our dear guests also, Vignesh and Krishnadas. It was really nice listening to both of you. So I'll be the general evaluator for today's meeting. I'll be responsible for evaluating everything that is going to happen during the meeting as well as that has already happened before we started the meeting. And I'll also be responsible for coordinating our evaluation for today. So we don't have our grammarian for today, but I'll go ahead and introduce the timer as well as our counter. So it is important to ensure that the meeting runs on schedule and we are able to convey the message on time. So please welcome our Toastmaster, the timer for today, Toastmaster Deepa. She is a workforce management expert with passion towards Toastmasters. Toastmaster Deepa.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sheetal. Good morning, everyone. As the role of the timer, as the word goes, I'm going to time the speech today, I think luckily we have just 2 sessions to handle. One is the speech by our beloved speaker, Toastmaster Richa. She would be taking about 30 minutes to conclude her session, so that would be time. Then the evaluator would be given about 4 minutes to evaluate. And then we have the table topics. It's about 2 minutes and just about 30 seconds as a leeway. So that's the timing. I do not have an option to share my screen. So I would be showing my phone when the timing is up, maybe with a buzzer sound or something. So that's your cue. Okay. Back to Toastmaster Sheetal. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepa. Now, to track the use of verbal pauses, we have our counter for today, that is Toastmaster Priya. She's a chartered accountant by profession and works as a tax consultant at EY. So the hard choices she made in her life are getting up early every day without fail and trying to be active as much as possible. Toastmaster Priya, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sheetal. So, as an accountant, my role is to keep track of all and filler words which we tend to use while giving a speech. So, I'll present my report at the end of the meeting when called upon by the general evaluator. Over to you, Sheetal. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priya. So Toastmaster Ramesh, I'll hand it over to you. I'm not sure if Toastmaster Sandeep has been able to join.
Yes, sir. Since Sandeep is not available, so we are unable to get it forward for the TMOD. Meanwhile, we'll talk about few crispy things about it. Since Ritika is available, I would like to hear a few words about leadership from Ritika.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. And I think leadership is all about teamwork. That is what is leadership to me. Be clear on what the roadmap is, what the milestones you want to achieve, and what your goals are. Once you have these things clear in your mind, I think just work as a team and try and achieve it.
Yeah, Ritika, it was a good thought. So as she mentioned, leadership, we have to plan in advance, like roadmap is very important thing in our all the aspects. So whichever we want to do it in future, we have to plan in such a way that which one we have to start, when we have to start, like that. So if you planning is one of the key roles for the leadership as well. So if you have a better planner with you, definitely you will succeed in your future plan as well. So planning something is little difficult for everyone. Like there are many factors it is affecting in planning, like as you mentioned, like human resource we have to check it out, time management we have to check it out, source available regarding the project is we have to check it out. So there are plenty of things we have to think little in advance in such a way that we can improve everything. And moreover, the interpersonal skill, the communication within the team is major role for everyone. Suppose if you want to be a good leader, you have to be a good kind of a friendly person to your teammates. So every manager can't be a leader, but a leader can be a manager. It's very important thing we have to understand that. If a good leader we have, definitely he will be a forwarder, and many people can follow them to achieve their life task as well as their work task as well. But the leader is supposed to be a person who is pushing from back end, but he should not do any kind of a mistake that somebody is done something wrongly in their project. They should not point out that you have done this, because of that only we couldn't achieve the target. So somehow he has to give a back end to everyone, and we have to give a backbone of like support to everyone. Then only the team will be succeeded in their future in the task as well. With that, I would like to shall we go ahead with the next portion of the meeting, like education session of speakers, or should wait for a TMOD for that?
No, we can go ahead. Let's go ahead.
We can go ahead, right?
Yeah. Let's go ahead.
Okay. The second session of the meeting today is going to be the education session is going to be given by our Fairable Toastmaster Richa. Before that, I would like to call Ritika, who is our area director. She is going to be evaluator for Richa L5 speech. I would like to Ritika to give an introduction about Richa's speech and a requirement she is expecting from Richa today.
Sure. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ramesh. Good morning once again, and a special one to our dear Toastmaster Richa. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice developing and presenting a longer speech. All the very best, Toastmaster Richa. Timer, please note, timing is 18 to 22 minutes. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Ramesh.
Thank you, Ritika. Today our speaker and our valuable person is Richa. She's one of the very experienced person in our club. You can tell she has completed, like, she got a 3 triple crown. Triple crown is the one which we get to complete the level with 3 level, but she got triple crown of 3. That's a good achievement for her actually. And she's a good speaker. We have to tell. Last year I got a chance to attend her session of vice president. It was a very good informative session. Normally, Richa is a good person. She has a very helping hand. Whenever you are struggling somewhere, definitely you can reach out to Richa. She'll help you in any aspect regarding Toastmasters. With that, I would like to invite Richa to deliver her speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramesh, and thank you for taking up that unannounced ad hoc Toastmaster of the Day role. Hello, everyone. I hope that you all are ready for the educational session, which also is my level 5 speech today. Before we get into how to evaluate, I want to ask, how many of you have ever evaluated before? I see Ramesh's hand going up. Only one? I see Ritika's hand going up. Okay, this evaluation is not just in Toastmasters, anywhere else. No? You've never given feedbacks online of any restaurants or any shops, any services. Never have you filled your evaluation at Office 360 year end. Never. All of these are evaluations, whether it's for your own self, for your colleagues, for your managers, for your direct reports. See, so many hands going up. So I realize that when you think of it, you'll realize evaluation is a part and parcel of our life. It's just because we in Toastmasters call it evaluation, we think that it's something of a big deal. But as individuals in our daily life, we go on giving feedback or giving judgments as such on a very daily basis. We keep sharing our opinions to people, to services these days, right? So anytime you ever think of giving an evaluation in Toastmasters, don't be afraid, because it's something we do on a daily basis, right? If you think of it that way, you'll get to know, not a big deal. Absolutely not a big deal. Okay, let me start my screen share before I move on. I hope it's visible to everyone. Yes, I see a few thumbs up going up. One of the problem with Teams is I am not unable to. I'm now unable to see most of you. So please, if you if you have any questions or are giving any reactions, probably unmute yourself as well, right? So yeah, yes, we'll start. And now that we talked about, or we have established the fact that we evaluate or we give feedback very regularly, let's talk this first. We often say in Toastmasters that we do not judge, we evaluate. So anyone who would like to tell me what's the difference between judging and evaluation?
Evaluation is we are giving a feedback. So we are involved in the improvement of an individual. Judgment would be just criticism, where, yeah, I don't know, we are not much concerned about the improvement of the individual. Maybe I.
Fair enough. However, evaluation may or may not be for improvement also, if someone intends that way. But yeah, which is very good answer, Toastmaster Sheetal. Okay, let me take a context which is non-Toastmaster completely. You see this image of this platter served on the screen, right? So let's imagine that we have gone out to a fine dining restaurant, maybe let's say Leela Palace or Radisson Blue, anywhere with friends or family. We've ordered this chef's special platter as such, and we have been there earlier as well. So this is not the first time we are visiting the restaurant. This is probably the second or the third time. And we really liked this platter earlier, so we reordered it this time as well. Okay, so we have established that this is the situation. And now we had this, when the platter came to us, we tried it out. We were not as, we are not as happy as we were the last time. From our memory, we remember that last time it was much more mouth-savoring and delicious. So we call the chef and we then give our feedback, or we tell the chef, let's say, that, the last time it was so good. This time, not, I don't really like it. It feels like a waste or not worth the time and effort or money that I'm spending on it right now, right? What do you think this is? A judgment or an evaluation?
It's
Still an
evaluation.
evaluation.
It's an evaluation. And what's the judgment in it?
Suppose
It's
if
not
you're
good.
It's not good. You're passing the judgment. It's not good. It's not worth the time and effort. In my opinion, as such, this is the difference. Yeah, this is the difference which I can tell you. When we start comparing, whether it be to the same person's previous attempts, previous speeches, or anyone in general, if I compare this platter to any platter served in any other restaurant as such, it will start becoming a judgment. I'm comparing, right? So I'm trying to establish which one is the best. I'm going to pass a judgment that, hey, this is good, this is bad. However, if I assess and tell that, in today, this is something which I did not like about it, or it, when I put this paneer into my mouth, it's not melting as such. The taste, it's a little less sour than I would expect, right? That is being specific and assessing the current situation or the given situation at hand, and that would become an evaluation. Uh, yeah, judgment, you're sharing your opinion on hand that, hey, this is what it is. What I'm saying is it. When you're evaluating, you're just giving a feedback. This is whether what is right, what is wrong in this. You're not telling whether as a whole it's right or wrong, or it's good or bad, right? You're just breaking it down into chunks and trying to give your feedback on individual items. So plus the fact that when you judge, you might use all your previous experiences. Maybe let's say you're judging the platter, right? So all the previous time you would have had this platter in this restaurant or other restaurant, you establish a comparison, come and tell, compared to this is not what I expected, or this is delicious than what I had earlier, right? So that comes as a judgment. You're comparing it with everything, all of it that you had previously. However, when if you evaluate, you'll still be in the current version of it, that, hey, I'm having this right now, and I had this piece of paneer or this piece of broccoli in from that platter, and this tasted this way, or this melted in my mouth, or this feels a little too soft, stuff like that, right? That would contribute to your evaluation. So these are what I feel, how you can break down whether you are judging someone, something, or a situation, or whether you are evaluating it. I hope this might help you out to understand or break down any of the future attempts to evaluate. Now, coming to the point that why would we like to evaluate anyone or any then anything in general? I think Sheetal already told us that while she was talking about judgment versus evaluation. Anyone else would like to share their insights?
See, as for me, evaluation would be like knowing something about the topic or knowing something about the person or something which we are going to evaluate, comparing with previous experience or comparing with the knowledge what they are having about the topic. The judgment is without knowing the other side of the fact, just pinpointing some mistakes which made by them. That's for me, this is the between these two.
Okay, so that's judgment and evaluation. I'm talking about why do to evaluate. Now that we have established what's judging versus evaluation, and I agree with you, Ramesh, my question right now is why would you go ahead and evaluate people or
See,
any situation, action, whatever?
to make sure that the quality is being maintained, like consistency is maintained. Suppose in the case of food, suppose if not a food, suppose if you're talking about a person, so when we can compare the person, like we would have some kind of a expectation from him, but he would have behaved in a different way compared to the previous meeting. So this kind of thing we have to find out something, and we have to feel that so this person was in such a way that he was very good at earlier stage. Now he has changed his mindset. He is treating me as a different way. So to understand the difficulties, to understand the difference between the previous experience and the current experience, we have to evaluate.
Very well. And I think you have summarized a lot of the points which I wanted to cover, and as to why would we want to evaluate or why should we evaluate, right? So these are the points, if I were to break it down, that we definitely want to assess where we are currently. Uh, Even this platter, if I were to take the platter that I showed, how is it, right? You have ordered it, you're trying it out. Definitely, if you're trying it out, you would want to evaluate or you would want to assess whether it's good or not, right? After all, you have spent your time and money on it. So you would want to give feedback to the chef, to the restaurant, and tell them, how did you like it? So evaluating is important. And obviously, if you're evaluating yourself or someone or some situation, an individual, you want to know what's the strength, what's the weakness, any sports player or anyone trying to move ahead in their life, right? Unless you do that assessment, unless you figure it out, unless you ponder over it, what are the strengths, what are the weaknesses, you'll never be able to move forward, because you do not know what you want to work on, right? Which brings me to the next point, to improve. If you want to improve, you need to evaluate, you need to know where is it or which area is it that you need to put more effort on, right? And the final point, which we in Toastmasters definitely make sure, is that we encourage and appreciate people when we evaluate. Evaluation is not a way for us to pass, not just to say, hey, this is my opinion of your speech. However, to tell that we really appreciate the fact that you have taken the time, taken that opportunity to come and be on the stage. We want you to come back. And that's why we want to appreciate the effort and encourage you to keep going, right? So these are the points why we would definitely like to evaluate, or we should, right? Given the opportunity, do not shy away from evaluation ever. Quickly, let me jump on to, while we covered few basic points, what, how, why, not how. Let's move on to, what do you want to evaluate, or how is it that you can evaluate? What can you cover in your evaluation in general, right? Uh, I know when we hear evaluation, uh, a lot of people, a lot of the times when you go on evaluating for the first time, even it happened to me, my evaluation was way off the chart. Did not like even my own evaluation when I did it for the first time, solely because inexperienced. And I also think that when I had the fear of stage, obviously, right? So I was into my mind thinking that, hey, people are judging the fact that I am evaluating. So that thought was there. However, once I went through it, I realized that evaluation is an art, and it took me a few sessions and workshops to understand what is it or how is it that I can evaluate people. And a few things which I have learned and tried to implement over time is that you can actually evaluate people on multiple aspects. It's not just one. And what are these aspects? That is right there on your screen right now. There's content, there's delivery, there's intent. Three basic fundamentals. These can now be broken down into further down. You can slice and dice these pointers. uh, if you ever want to evaluate anyone's speech, right? Remember that these three form the basic. So if you're ever thinking that the speech is too good, or the speech is something which I do not know what pointers to give or how to frame my evaluation, always always you can fall back to these 3 pointers: content, delivery, intent. You break it down, the entire speech, and then you'll see that everything, all the pointers or how is it that you can frame your evaluation will come to you. So content is the what, right? Let's talk about each of these points. Content is the what, that is what the speaker has included in the message. How did the speaker their message, right? And then what words, what languages, what phrases did the speaker use to make sure that the message they wanted to give us comes across, right? So content is everything which the speech comprises of, and it's very, very, very important aspect. If we actually even go and look into the Toastmaster ballot of speech contest, you'll see content has the heaviest uh, this what we call it 50%, almost 50% of the heavy weight is given to content for judges to mark on the ballot, right? So be very sure that content plays a very important role in speech, right? So message. Now the speaker will definitely have or want to give one message to the audience, and this one message can then be conveyed via multiple small messages, right? So you can evaluate uh, the message, the primary message, the secondary message, or you can even see how many messages were given and if they all were relevant to what the speaker wanted to convey, the primary message, and was it too much. A lot of these stuffs you can play around with. And what's the message, even you can also play around with, was the message relevant to the crowd there that they are delivering the speech to, right? So that a lot of these can be included in your evaluation. The structure, usually or very, very generally, if you say, the structure that one should follow in the speech is opening, a body, and a conclusion. The how big the opening is, how uh, strong or how engrossing the body is, and how bang on the conclusion is, right, makes a big difference when someone is giving their speech. So yeah, make sure that you listen for a good opening, for a captivating opening, a very interesting and exciting body, and then see whether the conclusion really did the job of driving the message into people's mind. And if there was a miss in any of these pointers, you definitely can highlight that to the speaker. Now coming to the language, right? Now we see English, we all speak in English in our Toastmaster club or even in our office meetings and all, but English is not our first language. We are Indians. We have so many languages. English is not our main or mother tongue. So we all struggle to make frame sentences in English. We all struggle to come up with beautiful words in English, but that doesn't stop us from going ahead and sharing our thoughts, right? So make sure that you listen to the pearls of wisdom, and if the speaker has been able to, whether the grammar was correct or not, or whether the words that they brought, the sentences that they brought, the story that they brought, was it relevant to the message they wanted to share, right? All of these can also be evaluated when you're evaluating the content of the speaker. Moving on, the delivery, right? Now, when we have established that content is the major chunk of our speech, there's also an important role, and we as Toastmasters are very particular about it, that we make sure we include body language, voice, or the delivery style. We practice it in and out, right? Our hand gestures, our eye contacts, the way we look into the camera, the angles, or moving, the use of stage, right? All of these can be included in the how or the delivery. While the message is important, however, if we are not delivering it with confidence, if we are not sure of ourselves on stage, the audience may not get the memo, right? Let's say if someone is telling you a story, but they're not using the right voice for that, they're going too fast, or they're going too slow, they're being too loud, or they're not expressing their voice, they're not slowing down the pace when they are trying to show emotions. Their voice doesn't go with the story, you'll not enjoy it, right? That's why even the animated voiceovers are so important if you try and picture that out. So yeah, that's noted. Yeah, that's why delivery again is so important. So what can you evaluate here? You can evaluate the voice modulation. uh, Voice modulation itself is a big area for you to evaluate. There's pitch, there's pace, there's pauses, there's right. So all of these can be a part of your evaluation. And well, I'm not saying that if you start evaluating, you've just started your evaluation in Toastmasters, you would do a wonderful job understanding all of this. No, not really. But take your time, start listening. As you start listening to many speeches, it will occur to you, right? And definitely you will improve as you go on. Coming to the second point of body languages, this is again even bigger area than voice modulation, because body language comprises of your confidence, your presence on stage, your stage movements, your hand gestures, eye contacts, everything, right? Whether you move forward, you move backward, the angles that you use. So all of these can come under body language. So yeah, again, a vast area for you to evaluate. Every time before you go and evaluate, probably what I try to do is I have a note of all of these points which I can evaluate a speaker on. I just skim through all of these points that I have it in my memory. I have a note on my mobile. I just skim through it. I remember that, okay, these are the pointers that I can always evaluate a speaker on. And I do look to see. I wait for the first minute to see how the speaker is performing. And then I go ahead and observe keenly if I notice something is missing or something is good on any of these aspects. So I try and observe more keenly after the first minute or so for the speaker to see if there are any places where it's very good, or to see if there are places where it can be improved. That's my style, but you can choose your own style, right? So do make a note of how many things you can evaluate a speaker on. Now, coming to the last part of it, the intent. After all, this is the whole reason we are giving a speech, right? Why? What is it that the speaker wants to do with this particular speech? What is the intention? Why did they bring this topic up? Do they want to share this message? Do they want to inspire the audience? Do they want to motivate? Do they just want to humor? Do they want you to take some action? And whatever their intention, does it have the desired effect in you? Right? If the speaker wants you to take some action and you are motivated to do that, then that's the effect that they had and their intention is met. While this is something which can go wrong a lot if you do not listen keenly, but if you are sure, is a very good point to add in your evaluation, right? If you are a keen observer, you will come to know whether the speaker intended and they had the desired effect on the audience or not. If they wanted to, if it's a humorous speech and if you see the audience around you laughing, if you find yourself laughing, that's a job done, right? So you can always include this in your evaluation. uh, Again, another aspect of it. Well, yes, now that we have covered what are the things that you can evaluate on, I just wanted to give a few pointers, uh, or tips that we can call it, that always remember: evaluation is just your own opinion. It is not the only truth. It's just an opinion. So take it lightly for yourself, for the speaker as well, right? Especially in Toastmasters, we are all here to improve. There's no need to be fussy about it. I've seen a lot of speakers going a lot extravagant, trying to put that, hey, I have covered so much in evaluation, but no. Uh, it's just an opinion. Whether the speaker takes it or not, or what is their goal, you as an evaluator should know, or should try and understand this from the speaker as well, right? Even before you go ahead and evaluate, go connect with the speaker, try and find out what is it that they're trying to achieve with their speech, and then that again gives you another pointer to check in their evaluation. Maybe you can frame your evaluation around what the speaker is trying to achieve with their speech. And your evaluation doesn't just end after you have given your 2 to 3 minutes of evaluation in speak. Um, on the stage, right? If let's say there are more points which the speaker would have requested, but 3 minutes is not enough to cover, please do connect with the speaker and share that uh, over message or call if they want to, because that really helps a lot of the times. The second and the most important aspect is you are here to encourage, appreciate. We want to make sure that the speaker comes back, or let's say in the case of the platter, the chef tries the platter again and improves on it, not just stops making the platter at all, right? So we want to focus on the positive. We want the entire evaluation to be positive overall. We don't want to discourage anyone from making another attempt. That's not our goal. Our goal is to make sure they take 10 more attempts listening our evaluation. So that's how you need to frame it. The third thing is, make sure when you're giving the speaker a feedback, right, on what they can improve on, spell it out clearly. Tell them which part of the speech could they have done a bit better. Like in the case of the platter, the entire platter couldn't, if you tell that, hey, improve this paneer, improve this broccoli, improve this sauce, the chef will go crazy. They can't improve on all of it together. So tell them very specific parts which they probably can, one, which they can implement immediately, and two, where they can actually do it in a couple of months. They can take some time to improve. So yeah, these are the few pointers. If you ever remember this, right, I'm sure none of the evaluation can ever go wrong holistically. With that, I know there's a lot of ground to cover. This is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to evaluation. However, in constraint of time, I think I would like to call it the end of my session for today. And I'm open to taking any questions if there's from anyone. I hope timer, I know I would have overshot by a few minutes, but yeah.
Yes.
I have one question,
The
Richa.
buzzes.
Yes, Ashok.
Yeah, I have one question. I think I have understood content and delivery and intent, right? So intent, you are saying that, say, somebody want to give the message, you know, do they delivered as per his expectations, right? So it is already covered under part of content, right? How can we difference these two?
Yes, no, it's see, the message and intent are two very different things, right? Let's say I want to give you the message that you know go ahead and take up the evaluation, right? I want, or my message right now in this particular speeches, uh, you should learn how or what are the aspects you can evaluate on, right? My intent is to make sure or to inspire or motivate you to go ahead and take the evaluation, right? Are you now motivated to take up the evaluation? That will be the intent part of it. How well you do the evaluation would actually go for the content part, right? Content would be, what are the topics I covered in it today? What's the message, exact message am I giving, right? What are the aspects you can evaluate on? That's my message to you today. But my intent, whole intent of this is to motivate you to take up evaluation, not shy away from it. I hope
Okay.
there's it. The difference is.
Okay, I understood. The way you are delivering, or how are you delivering the message? Maybe it's
Right.
kind of
It's not.
right.
It's
Are
not a
you
part of my
really showing the
body language.
enthusiasm? Hmm.
It's not about my body language only. But intent is like overall. Does content delivery come? My voice, my body language, my content, do everything come together and do or have that effect on the audience that I want to have or that I expected to have from this particular speech. So it's like a whole package of it, not just any one aspect.
Okay.
Any other questions? No?
Suppose if you would like to evaluate someone, so you know the person already very well. Okay, you know his negative and you know his positive aspect. But in that particular speech, a particular way, somewhere, but he is behaving in a different way. But whatever the positive thing he has, but he is showing as a negative thing. Knowingly or unknowingly, he is behaving like that. in that situation, how to give the evaluation to them?
That's a very good question, Ramesh. Thank you for bringing that up. Now, as I covered in judgment versus evaluation, right? We all have this bias when we bring all our previous experiences with the person or even another person, and we try to compare, right, with what they have been in the past. We are having a bias. We are coming from a place of bias that, hey, let's say, we all know our beloved area director Toastmaster Ritika. She's a fabulous speaker, right? She's one of the best speakers I have ever heard in Division F, right? So if she goes on stage, I already know, that's a bias that I already have, that Ritika is going to be superb, right? Uh, when I listen, when I listen to her, I go with the intent or go with that bias that I get to learn something, maybe even a word, even a new word, or how very composed she is on stage. So n number of things there's to learn from her. However, that's the bias that I'm taking in. But let's say there's something on her mind today, or she did not listen to the topic very clearly if it's a table topics, or there's some disturbance happening in her background. She is not able to do that. Sorry, Ritika, for bringing you up, but since you're my evaluator, I'm taking you as an
That's
example.
okay.
But yeah, so she's not able to on that particular day. That doesn't mean that we'll go and bash the speaker. Hey, you did so in the past, but you were not able to do it today. Our evaluation is only on the current action and situation or the speech that is being delivered. We can definitely add a line that we know you are a fabulous speaker, and this, although this was a little mark, but nonetheless, we all have bad days, right? So that's always, you can make it up, but your evaluation should not come from a place of bias of knowing the speaker previously. That's something our Toastmaster, we in Toastmasters are told very clearly, right? Do not bring in your previous judgments into your evaluation. It normally does. We know the speaker is good. So when we evaluate them, we can evaluate on not just the basic points that, hey, was your structure. We know that the structure, when Ritika says, will always be good. So we're not going to tell her that, hey, will the structure is good, the message is good, the structure is good, it's a universal appeal. No, you would want to go dig deeper. You would want to go dig deeper, right? So that's how you should approach it. In the case that if you know the speaker already, but they're not doing it too good today, don't be so harsh on them, because they are good, so it may be just an off day for them. Just
One,
evaluate their current content. Yeah.
yeah, one more question, I think maybe last, or I don't know. Usually, what I face challenges are like, see, I have been listening the story that delivered by speaker, but sometimes mostly I can't remember the words they were using. So I know the story that how did they do, what did they do, all those things, but that's where I struggle, to write content. So maybe while listening I can't write the story. That is the another challenge. So what is your tip for that?
Thank you, Ashok, for bringing that up. Again, another great question. Even I struggle to note down what the speaker has said, uh, because there are some of the times a speaker throws punchlines after punchlines, and I fail to note that down all of the time. So this is something which helps me, that I do not have to go and repeat what the speaker has said. My evaluation is about giving feedback, not repeating the speech which the speaker has said. So a lot of us make that mistake, that we think evaluation is a speech in itself. No, it's just an opinion. It's just a feedback that we have to give. So even if, let's say, the speaker had 10 punchlines, but if you were able to note down two, right, and give the speaker that, hey, I found a lot of punchlines or humor in your speech, I could note down at least two of those. Go with two of those. You don't have to note down all 10, right?
Okay,
Uh,
thanks.
these are a
I
few.
think
So go with those two. You can't note down everything. And there's another thing, that once you practice it often, right? If you think you are a newbie, you have not done evaluation before, or you want to improve on evaluation, every time someone is taking the stage, even though you are not their evaluator, right? Behave as you are going to evaluate their speech and see the evaluator, do they go on with the same points or do they bring in something extra and all that. That has helped me out. So a lot of the times in what I do is I also have do the evaluation side by side, although I do not share it with the speaker, but I do it on my own for my own sake to make sure that I am improving myself, my listening skills, my observation skills, and how the speaker is behaving. Not just that, it also helps me inculcate those points in my speech. So I do it for myself as well, right? So this is something you can
Sure.
practice.
Thanks. I will try it actually.
Yeah. In fact, if all of us want, what we can do is we can even share this feedback to the speaker. That's fine offline, right? That also helps. That hey, I found this really good in your speech. Kudos to you for doing that. Some of the times I've done that as well. Okay, I think we are way off time. Thank you all for listening. But if there are any other questions, I know this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot more which can be covered in evaluation because I've seen a lot more being covered in workshops. But I hope that it helps you all to go ahead, take up evaluation in our club, in all the speeches that's happening, right? Not shy away from it. And if there are any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to answer those. Thank you all for listening to me. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmasters. It was a well-detailed evaluation session. So I hope from our club we are going to have more evaluators hereafter. Definitely not only within the club, they are going to be attend the area level and the district level as well. So we learned many things about the evaluation today. So before moving to the next topic, I would like to share few thoughts about leadership. There are few elements which we have to follow when you have good leadership. First one is the communication. Leadership starts with communication. If you have a good communication with your team, definitely the leadership skill will be improved a lot. Next, knowing your people. If you know your teammates properly, you are the first person who is going to work with them very closely. So if you are knowing his or him team members better than anyone else, then you are the good leader. Then before that, you have to know yourself. As a leader, you should know yourself, what is your strength, what is your weakness, how you are going to approach the team. So this is going to be one of the another factor which is going to help you in the leadership skill. Next, diplomacy. So whenever you are going to approach a problem, how you are going to approach, how you are going to give a solution. It should not be like I am the boss, I am the leader, you have to listen what I am going to tell, you have to follow blindly what are the instructions I am going to give. That's wrong. So you have to work in a different way, you have to work in a give and take policy. You should have a mutual understanding between the team. It will give a better leadership skill to you. Next, seeking out feedback. As a leader, that doesn't mean that you are not doing any mistake, you won't do any mistake. Definitely, leader also will do some mistake. You have to make sure that you are ready to get a feedback from your teammates as well whenever you are going wrong. These are the few basic elements of leadership. There are a few competency which every leader should have. That means how you are going to inspire your team. The first thing would be like you have to inspire and motivate others by showing your result. You have to inspire the team members. They will accept you as a leader. If you are failing somewhere and you are expecting success from your teammates, definitely it won't work out. So first you try to inspire your team. Next, display integrity and honesty. As you mentioned already, there should not be any bias. You have to treat all the members equally, then only you can get succeeded in your team as a team member. Then you have to solve a problem, but before that you have to analyze the issue properly. Like don't take a call immediately by knowing any solution on spot. Analyze the problem. There could be many solutions, out of which one you can choose it. These are one of the competency out of 7. Then drive for results. Don't try for success, try for result. There may be many results, but there could be one success, but one result will lead to another success. So always drive for a result. Then communicate powerfully. That doesn't mean that you have to dominate the members. You have to communicate in such a way that your content has reached your members, your team members. That's going to be a very successful way. And you have to do a better collaboration, and you have to promote a teamwork. As a team member can succeed many things. As a single member, you cannot do. You need many hands to success. So always do collaboration and promote a teamwork. Last but not the least, always try to build a good relationship within a team. If you are building a good relationship within a team, definitely all the person, they will give a helping hand whenever you are in struggle. The same way you are giving back to them. So these are the few competency which every leader should have. So we'll discuss further on the accountability. Before that, we should have some table topic session with our table topic master of the meeting today. That is Toastmaster Deepa. Deepa, she's a WFM professional with a passion to travel the Toastmaster journey. She's going to be our Toastmaster of the table topic master of the day. So over to Toastmaster Deepa.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramesh. Okay, I see a big audience. However, I think in the interest of the time, I'll do this very differently. First, I would like to have 3 volunteers who would like to take up the table topics, which is just thinking on your toes and just talk for 60 seconds or just about 90 seconds. That's about it, guys. Who are the 3 volunteers?
I want to bite a bullet.
Okay, Ashok, Sheetal. Okay, the third one. Come on, can I give it to a guest? Vignesh, I'm inviting you. Okay, Krishna Das and Vignesh. Okay, 3 there. Okay, brilliant. Okay, I just have one topic, and mind you, the people who are going to evaluate the first person gets an extra bonus point because the other two gets a little bit of time to think. So the topic is this: share about a fictional character that has deeply inspired or influenced you and why. So who would like to go first? 90 seconds.
Fictitious character. I think one of them, I don't know, it might be hot potato, but don't take it, debate level. Maybe I will tell one of the fictitious character is Sri Rama. Okay, it is a mythology, but don't debate it. Sorry. So I inspired from the Rama. Why? There are so many reasons. Since throughout his life, he is honesty and he follow dharma to do lot of things. Okay, even what do you say? Mm, I know there are some maybe it will go into women bias things or non-biased things, like just after hearing one thing from someone, he left the Sita in a forest. So, but still, honestly, he is taking the feedback from others, and he was honest towards their people, right? And also he went ahead and walked through the difficulties to get her wife back. So I have seen a lot of good things similar in drama. So that is one of the fictitious character which I would like to see in my life. I mean,
Very well, very well, very well. Okay, Sheetal.
Okay. So the one that I could recollect as soon as you mentioned the topic was Batman. I'm a great fan of the Batman series, The Dark Knight. So the very first thing that I like about is never give up. So what do you do when you fall, right? You just get up and start walking. It means that it may not be literally the statement. So, and there are a couple of instances in the movie that had some impact on me. There is this scene in the third series where the Batman is put in a kind of a jail, a dungeon kind of a thing, and he needs to climb up. So he tries, he builds his stamina, he builds his strength, and he tries to do it. He fails. The very first time he tries, everybody kinds of uh, start giving him that boost, right? Okay, go, you can do it, you can do it. And he tries, but he's not able to do that. He tries the second time also, and still he's not able to succeed. Then he comes back and he asks a doctor who kind of is treating him, he's helping out there, did anybody ever do it? Was anybody able to climb it out? The doctor says, yes, a kid was able to do it. She did it once. So he asks, how? So the doctor says, like without taking support, without holding anything. Like there would be some kind of stairs or stones kind of a thing that would have been built in the dungeon where he initially tries to take its support or something on that lines. So the third time he tries without taking that support and he's able to climb. So that is a scene which has had literally a greater impact on me. And when I came out of after watching that movie, I really felt good. Usually, I don't watch many movies. It's very, very rare. But yeah, this is the one which has stayed. It has been many years since I watched it. But I think, yes, good over evil kind of. That's
Okay, Krishna, what's your dimension to it?
Thank you. I think quite inspirational sort of fictional characters from both Sheetal and the other speaker. Sorry, I forgot your name. Please accept my apologies. So my character is it's not a fictional character. It's an animated character. You would have seen Jerry, Tom and Jerry, right? And then you see when you look at Jerry, right? And if you observe his character, you can learn a lot from him as a human. Number one, right? He enjoys every time, right? Even if you do some kind of fight or mischievous sort of things, he enjoys it. And there is always a laughter sort of a face he shows to the world that I'm happy, right? But you always have that challenge of Tom, always behind you, right? But that will never put him off. He will always be in his toes. He will always be in his complete speed in terms of getting a solution. So wherever there is a stumbling block that he is facing, from Tom, he will somehow find a way. He will maneuver out and somehow find a way in terms of solving it, right? It's a great lesson for all of us, right? When we see a block in life and when we see that, okay, I'm stuck, we don't even think about the solutions. We will actually try to get a corner, sit there, then reflect about all these stumbling blocks rather than trying to find a way to solve it, right? That's where I feel Jerry is different because he somehow finds a way out, right? If he doesn't have a food, he will try to steal it. I'm not saying that stealing or burglary is a great character, but just from a lighter perspective, all I am trying to reiterate is he finds a solution, which is an absolute great character, which is something which I get inspired from. To be very honest, until Deepa was saying, I never thought of a character, but I was just trying to see all these manly, mature characters, whether that would be the one whom I should actually get some inspiration. Then I look at this little one, right? The cute little one. He will still maintain that cuteness, but he will still find a way out. He will always be in a happy face, showing his positive intent and positive outlook to the world. So I think there is plenty of things which you can learn from. Agility is another thing, right? He's always vigilant. He's always agile. I would say he's a great project manager in terms of planning his projects, his mischievous projects, and he will actually find a way out. Okay, thank you so much, Deepa.
Brilliant. Okay, I think with that we'll conclude. Three different aspects bought in. One of them bought in the superhero, one of them bought in our favorite cartoon ever since, I guess. And Ashok bought in the perspective in terms of Rama. And I think the way he put across, we brought in a very different dimension to it, and everything added up to today's theme as well. So great. Over to you, Toastmaster Ramesh.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Diva. It is really a good thing with one topic, three kind of the feedback from each of our members. So since due to some time constraint, I would like to invite our general evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Sheetal.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Ramesh. So yeah, in the interest of time, I think I'll go ahead and invite Toastmaster Deepa to share her report on the timer.
Yes, Richa took about 26 minutes just on the speech part. And then we had the questionnaire session. I've not accounted that. And coming to the table topics, Ashok took 1 minute 40 seconds. Sheetal took about 2 minutes 8 odd seconds. Krishna took about 2 minutes 15 seconds. So I think we are all well within time. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepa. Over to you, Toastmaster Priya, for your evaluation.
So I think so. Ashok and Sheetal, we both need to work upon your R counters. There was a little bit more R in your speech when you spoke, and yeah, rest all I could have find it was okay. So that's from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priya. So going ahead with the general evaluation now. So today's meeting, I think we could have structured it a bit better. So especially on the roles part. So I am aware that every time we need a push to take up the roles. I think we need to be more proactive in picking the roles and coming up front for the same. This is including me. We started, though I think role takers, I think we need to be a little more early in the meeting, at least 5 minutes early, so that things go as per the planning. But that was not at all the case today. Everybody was waiting for the role takers. So that is something that I observed. And second thing is, we started the meeting late as well, since we were waiting for the everybody to come on board. So that was the other thing. And that was a last minute mention by TMOD also that he would not be able to make it. And thanks to you, Toastmaster Ramesh, for taking it up and taking up 3 roles actually today and doing a wonderful job at it. Thanks to you. And regarding Toastmaster Richa's speech, it was really, I think, awesome. It was very awesome speech. It was something we all wanted very, very badly. So today I understood what are the different things that are there to evaluation, right? Starting right from, okay, what is judgment and what is evaluation? Of course, subconsciously, yes, we know that there is some difference, but to articulate it and put it exactly what is the difference and making us realize, it was a wonderful thing. Thanks for it. And yes, now we understand that there are parts to evaluation. As you said, the content is the main part, and how we put it forward with the body language, the voice modulation, everything has a weightage to it, right? Different weightage. And yes, thanks to that. Coming to the timer, thanks to Toastmaster Deepa for picking up the role again, since we did not have a timer today and we couldn't have a grammarian also. So we missed on evaluation of that part. This is...
Sorry to interrupt. I think we have to call upon
Toastmaster Richa. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry, we missed that. So yeah, that is from me. Then over to you, Toastmaster Richa, for the evaluation for Toastmaster Richa. Yeah.
Ritika.
Sorry, Ritika. Yeah, Toastmaster Ritika. Yeah, she's there. Toastmaster Ritika, if you're speaking, you're on mute. Ramesh, do you want to call her and check?
Just a moment. I think she messaged in the chat box. We'll share it offline in this case. We'll check with her. Just a moment, sorry.
Okay.
Oh, okay. She said she'll share it offline. Okay. So yes, that's all from my end. Over to you, Tio Modi, for the day, Toastmaster Ramesh.
Not picking the call. Let it be. I think hope she will give her feedback through offline to Toastmaster Richa. Okay. Before winding up, okay, let's be wind up because time is already over. I will share the voting link in the group. You can give your votes. I share the voting links. If people can give your votes. So meantime, I can give some thoughts about leadership and accountability as well. So regarding the leadership accountability, accountable leaders clearly communicate their goals to the team to foster alignment and team focus. They accept responsibility when things go wrong and give credits to team members when it gets success. So accountable leaders are responsible for the people who report to them as well. So why accountability is important in a leader? It means having commitment to one team and company. If a leader makes a mistake, taking accountability for it creates a greater trust, transparency, and ultimately better problem-solving capability. There are 5 C's in leadership accountability. Few are like common purpose, clear expectation, communication and alignment, coaching and collaboration, and consequences and results. So these are few C's that leadership accountability must have. Meantime, I can check it out how many results I got it. Response. I got few response only. One. I got only one response. So I'm expecting others to do it. I got 2 responses.
We are not able to see that link in the chat, Toastmaster Ramesh.
I posted in Toastmaster group. You want in the chat?
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought in Teams chat. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I posted here as well. I got 2 responses as of now. So meantime, I would like to hear from the guest. So how did you feel about this meeting? How did you feel about the Toastmasters? Krishnadas, can you share your valuable feedback?
So I feel very comfortable, first of all, right? So I was able to express myself. I feel like, so eventually I lost my confidence while I was speaking. I was doing presentations, and there will be a lean patch in everybody's, career or personal life because of certain, occurrences in that particular life. You will lose your confidence. But I feel very comfortable, right? I feel there is a lot to improve. And I really look forward to learn from all of you with the help of Toastmasters. And really looking forward for the next meeting. Thank you so much, everybody.
Yes, thank you. Definitely, we also felt the same thing. Actually, we didn't feel that you are a new member, you are a guest to the club. You spoke a lot, you spoke very well as well. Your speaking was well organized actually. So we thought you are a well experienced person, the Toastmaster itself. That too, you are speaking in a table topic on spot. That's really a good skill you have. Hopefully, that would be your advantage as well. The positive as well, you can work on it. It definitely is going to help you in your future. So next, I would like to hear from Vignesh, guest. Would you like to share a few words about Toastmasters meeting today?
Yeah, Ramesh. Yeah. So I like this session very much because I got some confidence now. So before joining this, I was like, I have no confidence at all, honestly, before joining this because I thought of like I can't even catch what you people are speaking, something like that. I thought it is very difficult for me, but now I have some confidence. Like, okay, I can able to manage understanding what is the content or something. So I hope I can able to improve quickly in the upcoming sessions. So I will try my best, and also this is a place where you guys are keeping more comfortable. Then it's not like someone is not up to your level, but basically I'm not speaking up to you guys. But I'm having a hope that I will soon pick up and improve the skills. Going forward.
Yeah, definitely we can expect. See, nothing says we are a good speaker, you are a bad speaker. Practice makes man perfect. Definitely, you also can become a good speaker. As like we are, we also started from the zero and we learned from the club and we improved ourselves to deliver a speech like this. So that's it. I got 4 responses as of now, so I don't want to wait further. So the results are the best role taker, unexpected one for me as well. That is Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ramesh. I didn't expect that. I took this role. Okay, best auxiliary role taker, that is timer, Toastmaster Deepa. Best table topic speaker, it's a tie between 2. One was the Toastmaster Krishnadas and another one was Toastmaster Sheetal. It's a tie between them, but it is a good thing that Krishnadas got a best table topic speaker award in the guest meeting itself. It's a great thing to improve. So that's it from my end. I'm announcing that the meeting has ended. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Yes, they are leading.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.